because that's very important. To do otherwise is name calling. That comes under the 10 stops. Stop name calling. That causes a whole lot of problems. So what do? You call people by the names and titles that they want to be called. That's basic politics. Always call a person by the name and or title that the person asks you to call him or her. A person might come into the workplace and say, my name is Kim Hutchins. All right? Okay, so that's the person's name. Okay, so you call the person, you want me to call you Kim? You want me to call you Miss Hutchins? Do you want me to call you Hutchins? Oh, what do you want me to call you? Well, you can call me Kim. Okay, so that's what you call the person. Now, suppose the person comes in 3 weeks later and says, my name is Alicia Muhammad, and you say, well, I thought your name was Kim Hutchins. Say, well, I decided to go under the name of Alicia Muhammad, and that's my name now, and that's what I want you all to call me. Now, somebody might take the so-called attitude of, that ain't your name. I'm going to call you by by the name that you told me you were. Now, that ain't your name. That's some type of pseudonym that you came up with. For whatever reason you came up with it, just in the last 2 weeks. No. If the person changes his or her name every 5 minutes, just find out what the latest name is and call the person by that name or that title. That's basic politics. That's basic courtesy. The code says you always be courteous. Always don't let anyone be more courteous than you are in every circumstance, regardless of whether the person is white or non-white. Now, what about that name calling when somebody calls you a name? People can call you any name that you want to be called, but you let the person know what you prefer to be called. But if the person wants to call you some kind of nickname and all like that, that's on them. You have already announced the name or the title that you want to be called. And the person just keeps calling you by some name that they chose to call you. Hey, Mac, talking about you. Say, are you talking to me? Yeah, I call you Mac. Well, Mac is not my name. My name is Mr. Johnson or Mr. Jones. Or you can call me Jonesy or whatever. I mean, a lot of people do and all like that. No, I'm going to call you Mac. Well, that's their choice. Now, will you answer to that name? Well, that's your choice, too. You can answer to Mac. I always say a person can call me by any name that they want to. Why? Because that's their choice. That's their choice. And I'll respond to the name I think is they're talking to me, but I just want to know if they're talking to me. If the person calls me Mac on the job, hey, Mac, I've already told them what my name is, but if they choose to call me Mac and want me to respond by being called Mac, out of courtesy, I'll just respond to Mac. So that's what you choose to call me, so I'll respond to the name Mac, even though I've told you that's not my name. But I'll respond to it. But that's my choice.